Greg wanted our engagement to be perfect, but I told him, don't count on perfection because something might go wrong.
Anyway, keep in mind that all this is happening a week later than it was planned because I decided to poke my eye out and I was wearing an eye patch. And it feels like I have my part of a contact in my eye, so I'm poking and prodding and I wake up, my eye's all swollen. I went to Nuts Urgent Care, they put goop in my eye and they covered it with a patch, so. So that next Friday, I have everything planned out. Flowers, candles, yada yada yada. And Claire had taken her car into the shop that day. So I was gonna pick her up from work, drop her off at the car dealership, run home, light all the candles. Yay, perfect. I get home, and we live right around the corner from the dealership, so 10 minutes go by, no problem. 15, 20, she should have been home by now. 30 minutes go by, I call her, and she's like, I'll call you right back. That can't be good. 5 minutes later, I get a text message from her saying that she needs a cold compress.
Greg dropped me off at Walt Sweeney Ford, and on the way home the power steering went out. I turned the wheel and couldn't make it turn. So I drove back to the dealership and went inside, and they looked at my car again. They told me they needed more time with my car, and they said that they would give me a loaner vehicle. So the man at Walt Sweeney gave me a Ford Taurus. He pulled the car up, opened the door, walked away from me. And as he walked away, he said, "Sorry about that." I turned to him and said, "That's okay." And as I turned back toward the car, the corner of the Ford Taurus hit me in the eye. I was embarrassed and in pain. So I got in the car and drove away. Soon I realized I needed a cold compress, but I was in no shape to call Greg and ask him for this, so I sent him a text message. He asked why. I said, because I hurt my face.
So she pulls up, not in her car, but in a different car, and she gets out of the car and is bawling.
I slumped out of the driver's seat onto the hot July asphalt. I lay there crying. Greg finally convinced me to come inside, but I could tell that he didn't want me to do that. As I approached the house, I saw why. Tied to the door that led into the kitchen from the garage was a white rose. I lost all composure. I knew then that he was going to propose to me, and I didn't want our proposal to be like that. Unperfect.
So I'm like, crap. What am I gonna do now? Well, I was like, no, like, I was trying to figure out what it is. So I remember we have my old couch in the solarium. So I get her into there, lie her down, get her a beer, calm her down. I'm like, okay, I'll be back in about 10 minutes. So I go off and I clean everything up really quick. And I'm about ready to pitch all the flower petals and all that. And she's on the phone. She's like, no, wait. So she ended up, she called her mom, and her mom calmed her down. And said, just have a total redo.
She suggested that we do a redo of the proposal, that I leave the house, and that we pretend like that none of this had ever happened. So I got in the Ford Taurus with the dogs. I went to the dog park to give Greg enough time to reset the flower petals and candles. When I came home, we pretended like it was the first time, he was going to propose to me.
I set everything back up. We lit all the candles. And then she came home, acted all surprised.
It's like the theater, right?
Right.
Theater, yeah.
Take
yeah.
two.
Yeah.
So, and proposed. And she said yes, apparently. So.
Wasting my time.